Do you have a problem with your Fortnite festival usage? Do you think it's too much?
I mean, that's what she said.
Your girlfriend told you that she has a problem with it. What did she say exactly?
Oh, ex, dude. She broke up over it. She was screaming at me, and I'm like, let me do my thing. Let me play my stupid little game on the computer, man.
Oh my god, is this a Geck?
Logan, 27, male. That's what you texted me. You said, "What's up, Geck? I'm sitting on the toilet right now, fighting for my life, and would love to chat."
Yeah, no, dude, I was struggling, but I just got up. I'm gonna go get some water and rehydrate.
Okay, you also said, "I might lose my relationship over Baldur's Gate 3. What's going on there?
Yeah, no. Have you are you familiar with the game?
I'm not into like high fantasy shit, but I know what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's like I didn't think I was, but I started playing it, and I have an extremely addictive personality, and it has just completely taken over my life.
So how did you almost lose your relationship? Were you spending too much time on it and kind of neglecting it?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I may have been being a tad bit dramatic whenever I said that, but she was very upset that I would go on like a nice, like 8-hour bender and just absolutely lose myself. But,
is it that good?
Yes, it's absolutely incredible. Like I said, like I'm not really that big into like the D&D stuff, but I was like, you know what? It won Game of the Year for a reason, so I might as well try it. But it's nuts. I'm actually I'm warming up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, like I'm probably gonna warm up the PS5 and see if I can get in a little sesh right now because she's
Okay,
actually.
I was gonna ask what's it on, because I had a Steam Deck and it broke, and now I just have the little Switch.
Oh, that's killer. Well, I have a Switch too, but I think it released PlayStation, Xbox, PC.
Ah, fuck. I gotta get my. I went to one of those like repair shops to get the Steam Deck fixed, and they told me it was gonna cost $400 to fix it, and the damn thing cost $400. But
oh yeah,
whatever.
bump that. That's not even worth it.
Yeah, maybe I'll just send it back to Steam. So I by the way, I'm familiar with the idea of a video game that's so good that it'll ruin your life, because I played Red Dead Redemption last year, like the fall of last year, and I'm telling you,
the second one.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. Anytime I was out of my house while I was playing that game, I was thinking about how I would so much rather be in my house playing that game.
Dude,
there are video games that are worth ruining your career and relationships for.
Yes, and
so
I would definitely put
familiar
Baldur's Gate 3 in that. But also, did you go into Red Dead? I'm quite the Red Dead guy myself. I was extremely disappointed that they didn't put an Undead Nightmare in the second one.
Yeah, well, that's because fucking Rockstar is like, hey, you know what would make a lot more money than creating compelling single-player DLC is releasing fucking skins on whatever online version of the game we have for 10 years. But anyway, did you say that you would or you wouldn't include Baldur's Gate 3 on the list of video games worth ruining your life for?
I would put it on that list, man. I really would.
All right. Maybe I'll maybe instead of ever doing this podcast or going on tour or talking to anyone, I'll.
Well, yeah, I need you actually. Have you ever? I'm kind of new to your podcast, but I'm absolutely like loving every second of it.
Oh, thanks.
Have you ever come to Louisiana? Because that's where I'm at.
Louisiana, where the hell is that? That's one of the states I don't think I've ever been to, either as a Gecko.
Yeah,
or
because the closest one. I think if I wanted to go see you live, I would have to go to Texas or go to Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, you can come to Huntsville, Alabama, dude. Join, whatever. Okay, but anyway, hold on. I don't want to get off subject here. So, how long you been dating this girl that you're neglecting to play Baldur's Gate?
2 years, man, and I love her. I mean, I truly see myself like being with her long term, and even like getting married in the near future. And she's not a big gamer girl, and I just don't know if she completely understands like how big like gaming is. And so she'll play like Animal Crossing on the Switch, but that's like basically it for her. But like I go hard in the paint. But yeah, no, but she's, like I said, she's great. Wouldn't change a single atom of her. Like, she's the bomb.com, but she's just not a hardcore gamer like me, man.
How did you guys meet?
We actually met in grad school. We both work in the medical field. We actually both work in sports medicine. And we met. She was a year ahead of me. I thought she was cute. I was like, you know what? I might try dating a coworker. And 2 years later, we moved away, and we're living together and living life, man. We're decking.
Nice. So, did she straight up tell you, "Hey, you got to stop playing so much"? Like, okay. Well, you said you exaggerated it, right? When you told me that you almost ruined your relationship.
Yeah, I may have been.
Tell me what happened. Tell me, like, realistically what happened.
Well, I mean, like, she came home. She was like, "Hey, like, we both have the afternoon off. Like, what are we doing?" I'm like, "Dude, like, I'm elbow deep in a quest right now. I'm like exploring a forest with some elves here." And she was like, "You're seriously not going to stop playing?" I'm like, "Well, like, I can't, like," I was in one of those things where you can't, like, I couldn't save at the time. And so if I would have quit, I would have lost a lot of progress. And so I was like, I got to finish this. And then she kind of stomped away a little bit, but nothing crazy.
That's super funny. Okay, bro. Okay, these days, right? I mean, you're an adult. You have your own PC. It's not like, okay, so back when you were a kid and you were playing on your PlayStation on the family TV, and like somebody else wanted to come use the TV, and you were at a point where you had to quit. It was a little bit difficult because, like, you couldn't. I mean, even then, you could still leave it running, right? You could just pause and leave the fucking thing running.
But,
so why not? Why the fuck can't you just pause it and leave it running? It's not like it's an online game.
Well, I mean, it's that, but then also, like, my personal, like, things of that is, like, we're around the same age, I think. But, like, my first gaming thing was, like, the GameCube.
Yeah.
And, like, that wasn't an issue. But then when I started getting into, like, the PlayStations and the Xboxes, like, I'd be playing, like, COD Zombies or something. I'd be playing online.
But, okay, Baldur's Gate's a single-player game, right?
It is, but you can play online if you do so choose. You could. But like you can do the campaign with other people online. You can, but it's mainly like geared towards single player.
So why didn't you just fucking pause it and then come back?
Oh, because one time I had when I was actually playing my Xbox 360, I did that and it actually caught on fire. And so now I'm no longer too keen on leaving stuff on.
Okay, your girlfriend came home. She said, "We have the afternoon off. What are we going to do?" You said, "Bitch, get out of here. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. She got pissed.
No. I didn't say it in a rude way, but I was like, "Hey, like, we can go do these things, like, once I finish this quest." Like,
right. No. Look. That's not what. Right. Of course, that's not what you said, but that is what she heard. And then.
Oh yeah, no. She basically heard it as like, "Oh, like, you love the game more than me." And I was like,
"Yeah."
Bitch.
So did you talk to her afterwards? Like, did you ever resolve this?
Oh yeah, 100%. So now basically, I have to be really strategic because now, like I said, she's actually back home in Ohio visiting family for like the next 2 days.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna order some pizzas, get some Mountain Dew, and just grind it out.
How would you feel if she left you? Would you be like, would you be sad, or would you be like, more time to play Baldur's Gate 3?
I mean, the initial answer would definitely be, "Oh yeah, Baldur's Gate all the way." But then once I probably beat it, or once I actually, like, the reality sets in, I would be extremely distraught. Yes.
That's how these fucking things work, I think, is like something bad happens and you're like, "Oh great, I'm finally free, you know? Everything's going to be awesome." And then you give it a little bit and then it sets in like, "Oh, I'm going to die alone." This
but like, it's like to the point to where, like, I can't even imagine, like, I can barely imagine, like, going through my daily routine without having her. Like we're at that point.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Well, all right. I mean, if that's the case, then what did you do to resolve this? All right. She comes home and she says, "Hey, babe, we have the afternoon off. What are we going to do?" What do you say? And you're in the middle of a quest. What do you do? What do you say?
I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna put this controller down, and we're gonna do whatever you want to do.
There we go. Here's a guy who's not gonna die alone.
Amen to that, brother.
Well, you're an inspiration. Do you have any advice for anyone else who's thinking about neglecting their social, financial, or otherwise obligations in favor of playing video games for 8 hours?
It might sound good in the present, but in the long haul, it probably isn't. So just budget your time, budget your money, and if you have someone that has a problem with it, you might need to find a new person. I mean, that's pretty much it. But
well, all right, I'm gonna look into it because again, I'm not into high fantasy shit, but people keep talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Although I've made a mistake of there's been a lot of critically acclaimed video games that I've sat down to play and been like, I don't like this.
Well, yeah, well, see, that's the way I saw it too. I'm not trying to keep you on, but that's the way I felt as well. But I remember reading in this article, one of my coworkers is more of a gamer than me, and he said hey, this is the first video game ever to win every single major award studios game of the year. Sure.
You know what else? Well, a few games that people have dick-ridden that I'm not a big fan of. I played this game recently. I just downloaded this game. It's called Hades. What is it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I did not like it at all.
Okay.
I thought it was repetitive. I thought the main character was kind of a douche. Yeah, I bought it on the Switch. I thought it was repetitive. I thought the main character was a douche. I didn't like the story. I just wasn't into it. But everything everyone told me was that it was the best game ever. Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. Everyone dick rides.
I didn't like those either.
Boring.
I didn't like those either.
Super boring, super repetitive. All the in the old Zelda games, every dungeon was new and different. Here, all the dungeons the same. Anyway, whatever. Nobody cares about any of this stuff. I'm gonna start a new podcast. It's just me getting pissed off about video games.
What are you actually looking forward to an upcoming release?
I mean, the biggest one that I'm really looking forward to is Grand Theft Auto 6, but you know what? Grand Theft Auto 6 actually has been really helpful for me because I live my life in such a way that I really don't know what my life is. I don't know what my life is going to be a year from now. I don't know what my life is going to be 2 months from now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Grand Theft Auto 6 is this weird thing of I have this problem of understanding that there's a really good chance that I will still exist a year from now. I've always had that problem. And Grand Theft Auto 6 is this way of me being okay, eventually Grand Theft Auto 6 will come out and I will exist in September of 2025. So let me think about my life as if that is true. Other than that, though, not really. I'm trying to... Do you have any suggestions? I downloaded Hades and Wolfenstein, and I kind of thought both of them were boring, so I'm looking for a new game.
Yeah. Let me see. I got my PS5s up. I got just to kind of fill that nostalgia thing in my head. I found an old copy of Black Ops 3 for the zombies. But let me see, right?
Black Ops 3.
Well, yeah, it's just for the COD zombies. That's pretty much all I use it for. But let me see what I have pulled up here and have queued. I've been playing a lot more of the games that have really good storytelling. So I've been playing I played Red Dead 2, and then I'm playing the new God of Wars, The Last of Us.
No. My Switch is thing is broken, man. I'm just playing on the Switch. I'm probably gonna play the new the remastered Paper Mario.
That I've heard good things about that, and I don't know how. Did you have a Wii in your youth?
Yeah, I played it on the GameCube a while ago. That's kind of one of the reasons I don't want to play it, is I've played it so many times. But
the Switch sports games are actually really fun.
Man, I really might just abandon my life and play video games. That actually sounds pretty cool. You've inspired me.
Honestly, well, I mean, like I said, I haven't abandoned my life. I mean, it hasn't affected my work or anything. But if I'm not doing anything, I honestly feel like it's a hobby. that a lot of people that may be a little bit older that don't have a hobby, they should really get into it, but they're just kind of too, like, what's the word? Video games still have that stigma.
What's your name again?
Logan.
Logan, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
No, I hope you have a blessed night, and everyone on the computer, just keep gecking. That's all I got.
Later on, brother.
Later on, man.
This is Therapy Gecko for IGN Reviews. That stands for Internet Gecking Network. And I give that call an 8 out of 10.
Call from.
Hey, my name's Florida. At least that's...
To accept, press 1.
Hello?
Hey, man.
What's your name?
My name's Connor, but all my buddies call me Florida. It's just, I'm from there, but I moved out of state, and yeah, it's just a nickname I go by.
Connor, what kind of phone are you on? You sound like you're on a megaphone.
It's a Pixel 7 Pro, so I don't understand why it sounds so bad. So, I got I'll go on ahead.
You tell me what you got.
So, I kind of just got out of it was a healthy relationship, but it was for an odd reason why I got out of it. Lately, like, ever since they dropped it, I've been addicted way too much to Fortnite Festival. Like, it's super unhealthy. I'm putting, like I work a full-time job. I love my job. I spend a lot of time on the road, you know, going to work, coming back home, like an hour each way. It's ridiculous. But, like, all my free time is strictly just Fortnite Festival. And I mean, like, I've gotten good. I've gotten cracked at it. It's insane.
What is... Okay, I know what Fortnite is. What's Fortnite Festival?
So, you remember Rock Band and Guitar Hero?
Dude, they made a musical instrument game that's Fortnite based.
Dude, it's fucking insane, man. I'm telling you. It is insane.
Is it? Do they have like the fake plastic instruments?
They just introduced a guitar. There's two versions, and if you have the Rock Band 4 or 5, I think, controller, you can use it in the game right now. It's crazy.
So wait, is it a rhythm game? What is it?
Yeah, completely.
So it's basically a Guitar Hero ripoff, but it's Fortnite.
Not
based.
even. No. So get this. The people that run Epic, I'm pretty sure that they got all the original development team of Rock Band and hired them to Epic and said, y'all are gonna make Rock Band, but put it in Fortnite. Because they got songs from Rock Band, and the chart, like the thing that you play on the instrument, is directly taken from Rock Band.
Dude, what? I've never, ever heard of this.
It's crazy, I'm telling you.
And this is what you're doing with your life every day?
I mean, yeah, for the most part, unfortunately. I've never touched Fortnite before in my life at all, okay? But the moment they dropped this, dude, I'm already, like, I think it's been, like, 6 months they've had it out, and I'm already at 3,000 hours, man.
All right,
I put so much money into it.
Well, I don't know, man. I play a lot of video games, too. I love video games. Do you have a problem with your Fortnite Festival usage? Do you think it's too much?
I mean, that's what she said, but at the same time, like, all day Saturday, I'd go out and do stuff with her, and it's like, on my weekdays, that's the time that I get to, chill. Like, I'm working, 9 hours, maybe 10 hours, and an hour each way on the road, like, what the fuck? Let me do my thing. Let me play my stupid little game on the computer, man.
Yeah.
Like,
do you shoot people in Fortnite Festival?
No. It's just clicking on the computer. It's just simple, dumb little songs, man. Like,
isn't that what Fortnite's about? Isn't it? It's like if they made like Guitar Hero Call of Duty or something like that. It just doesn't make sense.
No, that'd be crazy.
So why? How? In what way is it Fortnite? I've never played Fortnite, but isn't it about like shooting people?
So like the normal game, I think is I don't even play the normal game at all. I have no reason to. It just doesn't interest me. But I think it is. I just all I care about is playing Little John Eastside Boys Get Low on the dumb little keyboard. That's all I do.
Yeah. And your girlfriend told you that she has a problem with it. What did she say exactly?
Oh, X, dude. X, she broke up over it, dude. She was screaming at me and everything, and I'm like, what the fuck? It was a long relationship, too. And I'm like, I'm trying to understand that I'm not the bad guy here. That I'm like, hey, again, you know.
This is super funny because last night I got a phone call from a guy, and I'm probably going to put these two in the same podcast. I got a phone call from a guy who his girlfriend told him that he was playing too much Baldur's Gate 3. And
that's relatable, but yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, so what did you do? And he said, he basically said he stopped playing as much and prioritized his girlfriend. And I'm glad to be talking to you because now we get to hear the perspective of somebody who did the exact opposite. And they were like, fuck this bitch. It's Fortnite Festival all day, all night.
Like, that's how I'm feeling. Because, again, you know, like I said, that's just my weekdays. I spend all day Saturday, or I used to spend all day Saturday with her. And it's like, all right, you want to go do something? Let's go for a drive. You know, like, I got a nice little newer car that I run around in, little manual, you know, stick shift car. I enjoy it. I have fun. Go at the mountains, you know, go hike. That's Saturday. You know, I'm like, okay. Saturdays we do that. But it's like the weekdays, you know, like I'm on one side of the city, she's on the other side of the city. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know? Like,
what's your, hold on. What's your name again?
So again, I just go by Florida.
Florida.
That's my, yeah.
Are you afraid of dying alone?
No, God, no.
Really?
I am a man of God. I'm chilling. Me and God are cool. The day I die, I'm gonna be like, I'm right up there with you, homie.
So how long ago did you break up with your girlfriend over Fortnite Festival?
This was like about a month and a half ago. I'm still just kind of pondering on it before I get back on some dating apps and get back in the dating pool.
Interesting. See, it's so funny because, and I've been talking about this a lot, that I feel like a lot of life is perspective, right? Because the guy beforehand, he told me, he was like, if my girlfriend left me, you know, I couldn't imagine life without her. And so he just knew it was the right decision. But for you, you were like, I can't imagine my life without Fortnite Festival. And both of you guys, regardless of the fact that you made different decisions, seem to be happy with your decisions, which I find interesting.
I mean, again, you know, like I'm just some 25-year-old dude that's just enjoying life, you know, just chilling. I mean, I have a good job that pays me really well, and I mean, you know, I'm doing fine. It's just, I won't lie, I've dumped a lot of money into songs on this game because they're not cheap.
How much money have you? Tell me how much money you've spent on Fortnite Festival.
I think over $500, man.
What's your favorite song in Fortnite Festival?
100% Lil Jon used to I Always Get Low. And then second right onto that is it's Lil Uzi Vert's EXO Tour Life right there.
What else? So you used to spend Saturdays driving your girlfriend around in your car. What do you do on Saturdays now? What else is going on in your life?
I mean, now it's just, you know, going hiking by myself, and then whenever I'm, you know, just home or whatnot, I pretty much kick back a couple beers, maybe open up a bottle of whiskey and, you know, get right back on the grind, man. You know, I got to get a full completion on all the songs. I got to get them perfect. It's a grind set.
What did you say you did for work?
So my job, I actually work in the automotive industry. I paint cars.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah.
How long you been doing that?
For a minute. I've been doing it for about like maybe 4 or 5 years.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh, dude, I love it. It's great. I mean, it's a pain in the ass because you get some crazy people coming in with stupid things, but
yeah,
I'm just like,
Tell me,
dude, you know, you're just paying me to do that. I'm like, I'm gonna do my job.
You say you live in Florida, right? Is that why people call you Florida?
So I'm from Florida, but I no longer reside there. It's
Okay.
just my character and who I am. I'm very much Florida man energy. So
Yeah,
people just
for
run
sure.
with the nickname Florida, and I'm like,
For
all right.
sure. So where are you now?
Right now, I'm currently in New Mexico, in Albuquerque.
Oh, cool, man. I fuck with Albuquerque. It's a nice place. It's got a very like old Western kind of energy.
Oh, 100% it does. But at the same time, it's a bit of a shithole. Don't let anyone tell you any other way. But it works. It works.
So tell me who the craziest person you have encountered in your line of work is.
Oh man, honestly, craziest wouldn't really do it, but more so craziest encounter. We were working on a vehicle that got into an accident, and we were replacing some panels and whatnot. And as we were taking apart the panels, the previous people that worked on it just caked on all this, all this filler Bondo and whatnot. So I took my little air gun that I have, that blows air, like really high compressed air, just sprayed it on the panel and like sheets. We're talking like maybe inch and a quarter thick. It just Bondo and paint just peeled off the whole thing. And we told him, we're like, dude, like, we got to replace that. That's got to be new. And he was like, no, it's fine. Just make it like it was. And we're like, nah, we ain't covering that. And then he got pissy about it. And we're like, well, you signed this paper. I'm sorry, dude. Here's your money back. Get the fuck out the shop. And he tried to leave a negative review. And we're like, nah, ain't having that.
You really do seem like a joyful man. That's why I'm. Go ahead.
I'm a very happy person. I don't really have much to complain about.
You do. You sound like you sound like a very happy person. That's why I'm fascinated by you. I want to know more about you. I want to know more about why you're so happy.
That's something where I got to give it all right back to my man JC up above.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I've been chilling with him. For a while. Once I found my faith, I really haven't been able to look back, and I've just been happy since, If I get mad, I give it all to God, and I'm like, all right, what do I got to do? And he tells me, and I'm like, all right, got it.
That's kind of nice. Having a guy tell you what to do and being like, this guy's fucking God. Of course I'm going to listen to this guy.
Yeah.
What does he tell you to do?
It's all dependent on what's happening at that moment. Like, with the recent breakup, it's a matter of it. He's telling me, like, you just need to move on, you need to let it go. And I'm like, I have a hard time letting it go, but at the same time, I'm more so, what did I do wrong? Did I do anything wrong? Is it bad that I, prioritize it on the weekdays just because that's my, cool down from life? Or, what's happening? But at the same time, like, let's say, one of the shops I'm at closes down because, collision side is a finicky industry. If it's a mom and pop shop, I'm like, all right, where do I got to go next? And then I remember, the industry I'm in just needs people. I can just apply for somewhere else and go there. So, for the most part, I'm pretty much, set on a career and set on living, and I'm just chilling. Every day is a new day. But I'm kind of getting a little, like, what's concerning, though, is, I'm 25, all right?
Uh-huh.
And, being a man of God, like, whenever I have the time and there's artists that comes into town, like, dance music, we're talking, like, techno, we're talking that, Like, I'm trying to find someone that, is willing to go to that stuff and not get higher than a kite off of some MDMA. And, we're just going to be chilling.
Yeah, no, sure. You're looking for sober party buddies.
Yeah. It's like that shit don't exist no more, man.
What do you... Hold on. I want to stop you right there. I feel very confident that exists in places that you could find.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on, what makes you so sure that doesn't exist?
A lot of techno events and, like, EDM festivals and whatnot, I see that stuff just flow around, and I'm like, I have to kind of go in there assuming that, everyone's on it.
I've talked to, like, plenty of people who are sober ravers. That is absolutely
Really?
That's absolutely, yeah, 100%. You are not there is definitely a sober raver archetype who's like just there for the scene and the music.
Dang. I mean, I guess like this community or very small community just needs a way to get in touch with each other because it's crazy, man. Like, it's such a small world and it's so hard to find anything.
Do you go to church?
Of course.
Tell me about church. Do you have a lot of friends in the church?
Yes and no. I mean, so like I said, I'm from Florida, all right? And like the part that I'm from Florida at is like super, super, super deep in religion, you know, in Christianity. And where I moved to, like out here in Albuquerque, there just really isn't, like, I've jumped around, you know, trying to find something that's, you know, the similar kind of vibe, and nothing's really been able to match it. So, I mean, I'm enjoying it. But finding that, like, group that I can click with is just really hard.
Mm-hmm. When did you first, like, get into God? Was it something that was like part of your life for your whole life, or did you kind of get into it later?
So it was something that, like, born and raised, you know, this part of Florida, and then I left and moved, you know, to a different state, and then came back to Florida, and someone I now see as a very close friend, someone I borderline call family, he's the one that brought me to faith, and that was like when I was maybe 20. So yeah, it's not necessarily been recent, but you know, as for like actual, I guess you'd say story arc wise, like self-story arc wise, it's fresh, but definitely vibing with it.
Cool, man. As far as finding friends, I mean, I always, dude, like, bro, just go on. If you don't see that community already existing, you can just go create it, man. Just go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on TikTok. Be like, hey, I'm looking for other people who enjoy going to raves and being sober, and people, 100% people will join, dude. There's all these websites. There's Meetup. There's fucking Facebook groups. You just have to be the one to start it. That's the key. Is if you're looking around and you're like, where are these people? Where is this thing? I want this thing. You be the one to start it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a solid idea. For a minute, I was living out in Phoenix. That was just, like I said, that was a short minute. And I, you know, found some people out there that I clicked with, you know, that seemed to be really cool. And next thing you know, I found out that they didn't necessarily like some things and did some other things. And I was like, yeah, no, I need to separate myself from that. That's not okay. But sure, coming out here to Albuquerque is like, you talk about going from, you know, a huge ocean to like a lake. You're like, wow, the pool out here is way smaller than I'd anticipate. So
well, hey, you said you're gonna get back on the apps, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever actually done Christian Mingle? Because everyone like makes jokes about Christian Mingle, but I've never talked to anyone who's actually been on that.
So that's, for as much as I hate saying it, that how I feel. That's more for the older demographics, and I'm not talking like, you know, millennials. I'm talking more like, you know, a little bit older, maybe someone in their, you know, mid-30s, which I understand is still millennial, but someone in their mid-30s or later. But the younger demographics, there's another one. It's called Upward. And, I mean, I was on it for a minute out in Phoenix, but I decided to get off of that just because the whole rumor about Christians being super judgmental is really real. Like that.
Interesting.
It's painful.
Can I hear some of the interactions that you had on there that you felt fed into that idea that people were judgmental?
So, like, again, that's funny enough. That's how I actually met my ex, and right off the bat, we clicked it really, really well. She was someone that was willing to go to those kind of raves and whatnot, and we'd go do that. That was a Saturday thing as well. But then it's like, oh hey, again, apparently that's a toxic trait of saying I just want to play a game with the boys. Got to do it for the boys. And next she's judging me, telling me that oh, that's wrong, you're spending way too much time in front of a computer screen. And I'm like, okay, well, but who's the one that's paying for us to go out and do all this? But another thing that I noticed is like what you're wearing, like a simple thing like, oh, you're wearing this clothing from this place. Like, again, I paint cars, I'm blue collar. So I wear, some Wranglers and whatnot. And next thing you know, they're like, hey, I want you to dress like some European guy, so I need to go put on this clothes from Target. And I'm like, that's not me, though. That's not me. I don't wear Target clothes. That shit's not comfortable.
Upwards. What's the craziest message you've gotten on Upwards? Because I do wonder, because I guess like Hinge and Tinder and stuff, there's crazy stuff, but I do kind of wonder what it's like on Upwards. Go ahead.
Some of them are feral. Like, really feral. It's you'd think that with them being Christians that they're on a nicer side of not necessarily celibacy, but being tame, I guess can say, like in a more self-desire kind of way. Nah, there's some of them that they just want another guy and they want kids right out the bat. And I just look at them, I'm like, hey, no, that is a red flag.
Wait. So when you say feral, you don't mean like trying to have like a bunch of casual sex. Like they're like feral in the way of like, put a baby in me right now. Let's have tons and tons of sex specifically for procreation as God would intend.
Absolutely. It's a bit terrifying.
Has anyone ever like first line out of the gate, like first message to you, hey, would you like to have sex and have a child?
Not right out the bat, no. That hasn't happened yet, and I'm thankful it hasn't. But definitely on a first date, some of them have said that they want to be married and potentially have a kid within like the next 2 months.
That's
like,
a very interesting. That's a very interesting, specific kind of horny, where you're specifically so horny for the purposes of breeding a child. That's very different from the Tinder horny, but still a different, a variation of horny.
Yeah, it 100% is. I mean, I've tried to be on Tinder and Bumble, and I mean, out of all the crowds on dating apps that seem the most tame, I'm going to say it's probably the Bumble crowd, because at least there, you can see, oh, are they there just for a hookup, or are they there for a potential, long run, or what's happening?
So but, are you celibate?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
But you don't curse.
Oh, I have. I already have a bunch of times on this.
I mean, you know what? You're right. You did let a few fricks slip out.
The fricks? No, I've said shit and fuck a couple times. I'm not afraid to swear.
Yeah, no, maybe you did. I wouldn't say I'm not afraid to slur, but no, you did. You let a few rip.
I understand how you have a face and a business you need to keep straight, so I understand your side of it.
I mean, what's your dream in life, man? Did we talk about that already?
No. My dream is I really have a passion for just old cars and like not so much American cars. I worked on those before. but more so just old foreign cars from anywhere, and I just want to be able to like rebuild them and restore them, all while having my own plot of land, and just
That's
have
cool,
like
man.
a little farmhouse with a shop, and just do my thing, make what I want to make, and then sell it. I mean, it's definitely going to be hard to do, but whenever you understand, the vehicle that you want to work on in specific and how it wants to come out, and you understand the demographic of the people that also like that vehicle, you quickly understand how much people will essentially buy it for and what that demographic wants out of that car.
Sounds like you got the business all in your brain, sir.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It is not a cheap endeavor.
Maybe you need to do some kind of Christian GoFundMe.
Oh, nah, ain't no shot. That wouldn't work. Not in a million years.
Florida. Well, Florida, this was I enjoyed having this conversation. It is very funny, the contrast between your call and the previous call, but yet you both seem very happy with your lives, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, I do appreciate you hearing me out. I didn't realize I'd be getting another, I guess you could say, aspect on the subject.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go, Florida?
Can I say something about side chat?
About side chat? Like the Twitch chat?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm going to just give some... Wait, before you say anything, I'm going to give some context, because a lot of people are listening to this on the audio version, and I think... I don't know if they have ever thought about where these calls come from, but I stream on Twitch. If you're just listening to this on the podcast, I stream on Twitch. I used to do it on a schedule. Now I just kind of do it whenever I fucking feel like it. And so when people are talking about the chat, they're referring to the live Twitch chat that occurs while I'm taking these phone calls. So go ahead, say something. You can say something about the side chat.
I just gotta say that, like, a lot of people there actually know what's really going on. I mean, some of them understand. I saw a couple guys talk about raving environment being a little toxic, and it's definitely true. And someone was trying to compare being Christian and being a Catholic, and Christians stay on top, man. We're just built different, that's all. I gotta give it all up to G-Man up there,
That's cool. I thought you were gonna when you said, can I say something about the side chat, I thought you were gonna say they were all a bunch of bastards. So I'm glad you had something nice to say.
Some are, but you know what? This is the tamest side chat I've ever seen on a Twitch.
I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to hear that. Well, God bless you, sir. Have a good rest of the night.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna try to visit. I'm gonna try to visit. I wish synagogue was cool, like churches. Well, we don't. No, we sing a little bit.
I mean, it's honestly, man, like I've studied, all the Abrahamic religions just, out of boredom, trying to understand it. And I have so much respect for, Jewish people, man. I really do.
Hey.
Like, there's a lot of respect to be had there in every way.
Hey, l'chaim to you, sir. Have a good rest of the night.
Hey, man, you as well. Bye.
Florida. A man so of the state that he has decided to adopt it as his moniker.
Hello?
What is your name, sir?
My name's Ron.
Ron, how's life?
It's going pretty good, man. Just living life. Just, yeah. Do you want me to, tell you what I told you over text, or?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I got put into foster care when I was 10, and basically what happened was I got taken from my dad died when I was younger, and I got put into foster care, and I had this opportunity to get a Make-A-Wish, and it's kind of funny. It was all these kids who got taken away in all these bad situations, and these people come over and they're like, hey, what do you want? I'm like, oh man, what do I want? and they're like, you have anything in the world? What do you want? And all I wrote down on this piece of paper was coloring pencils. And I was just like, coloring pencils. And they're like, sorry, I'm so nervous. They didn't expect you to call me.
They must have been honestly like, I gotta imagine the Make-A-Wish people, when they get something easy, are pretty stoked. You know what I mean?
So
like, you did them a favor by asking for colored pencils instead of being like, oh fuck, now we got, because you know, it's way easier to get colored pencils than to get like John Cena on the phone.
No. So it was really funny. So they're like, okay, coloring pencils, right? And they're like, okay, we're gonna get you some coloring pencils. So like, you know, like a month goes by, and these people pick me up and they bring me to this like convention center, and it's all these kids who are going through foster care, kind of like going through a bad situation in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I get there, and they hand me a coloring pencils, and there's like, I don't know, like maybe 50 kids at this convention center that are kind of going through this, like, you know, not a great situation. They're trying to cheer them up with these like presents that they asked for. And of course I get coloring pencils, and I'm like super stoked about it. I'm like, man, I got coloring pencils. But everybody else around me, they're getting like Xboxes and PlayStations and four-wheelers. Totally. And I'm just like, I don't know. It was like a humble, like, I think back to it, and I'm like, at the time I was like, it's just coloring pencils. But I was super stoked about just coloring pencils. And and that's exactly, and that's what I was like, I got to tell this story, because I was like, I really screwed myself thinking back to it. Like, this kid didn't know what he was asking for. Why didn't they tell him, like, oh, you can ask for it, literally anything? And when I asked, they're like, oh yeah, coloring pencils. That's totally fine. That's chill. We'll write that down. You know, we'll get you some coloring pencils. But like, I show up and these people are getting like PlayStations, Xboxes, four-wheelers, like anything that they ask for.
You know, honestly, honestly, even an Xbox, it's like, if they, like, how old were you? You were 10?
Yeah, I was 10 at the time.
They ask literally, I mean, to promise a kid literally anything, there's no way. That's a dangerous thing to say, literally anything, because what if they want something crazy? What if you had said, I want $10 million cash? And they say, well, we can't do that. You could be like, you just fucking said literally anything. Like, don't say literally. Do they even, I'm very curious about how this process works. Do they say you can have literally anything? Or do they say you can have something that you want within reason? Because that's what they mean.
Well, I'm not really sure, but like when I showed up, so like I said, there's like, it's convention center. There's like maybe 50 kids there that are kind of like going through a bad situation, maybe like not the greatest situation. They're either their parents died, or like, they're like, yeah, just not a great situation. And I mean, like, I think I saw four-wheelers. I mean, I don't know what the like limit to this was, but all I know was that I really screwed myself by asking for just coloring pencils.
What did you do with the coloring pencils?
I think I bought some coloring sheets, and I did some coloring sheets. I think they were like Bugs Life at the time, maybe.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You could have been partying with hookers and you're coloring books. I could have.
And I was coloring books at 10 years old. Yeah, it was pretty rough, but I'm just like, I don't know. If I had the opportunity to go back, what would I ask for? But
that's a good question. That's a good question. What would you ask for if you had the opportunity to go back?
Man, I don't know. Probably Xbox or something cooler than coloring pencils. Like you said, maybe ask for an ungodly amount of money. But
so, how old are you now?
I'm 23.
And how's your life going after being out of the foster care system?
No, I would say it's pretty complicated, man. Like, so like I got taken away at 10. I think, and it's sad because I think a lot of kids go through this. Like, I think like living like this, you see it like the world, at least in the United States, a lot of kids are put through that. But I was luckily adopted when I was 11, and I got into a good situation, and it was pretty nice, like getting out of foster care, because you see all the kids that didn't, and I had like a pretty good opportunity in life, and I would say I'm chilling. I'm just living life, and I think I have a pretty stable life compared to some people who have been through the same situation.
Tell me about your stable life. Do you have a job?
Yeah. So right now I'm doing plumbing, and I've been doing it for like 2 years. So just playing with
very
food all day.
nice.
Yeah.
Do you have friends?
So, yeah, no, I got a pretty good social circle. Like, just like 3 or 4 good friends that I chill with, and yeah, I mean, like, I feel like they're a good support system because, like, most people in my life, you know, not really used to chaos life. You know, kids that gone through foster care, I think they need a lot of support and a lot of different help, and so like having a good community has helped me out. Like, I don't know, stay balanced. And
are you still cool with anyone in your family?
That's funny that you ask about that. So like my family, like I don't really talk to my family a whole lot, but recently I talked to my mom, who I hadn't talked to for 13 years. I recently called her and went and visited her. She lives like a few towns away, and it was an interesting experience. It's kind of like, I don't know, you lose touch with those people, and they're like, you know, you grow up and you have these memories of who they are, and now they're different people, and I don't know.
In what way is your mom different from when you knew her?
It's like you grow up looking up to your parents, and like they like, at least this was for me. You look up to them, and they're like these like amazing people, and everything that they did in your life was like the right thing, right? But for me, like after I got adopted, it was like revealed, like, you know, she's doing all these like things that like maybe a good parent wouldn't be doing, and you start like unveiling that, and you start realizing who they are. And so as you get older, like being 23 now, you could look back at the things that they had done, and you're like, oh man, you know, a good parent wouldn't be doing that. Like, I don't know, like selling drugs out of the house while all the kids were there, and I don't know, stuff like that.
And so, her today, how do you view her? Like when you guys met, did you have a good impression of her? Did you get along? How was that meeting?
I guess it was kind of uncomfortable, you know, like it's like I said, it's like a stranger. It's someone you haven't talked to in 12 years, and it's not anybody, you know. I guess I didn't have any expectations. Maybe someone you want in your life, you know, like you're missing something, and then you meet them, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like that piece is still missing because this person's a stranger to you. You don't know anything about them. I don't know.
That's so interesting. It's like, okay, maybe this familial connection is missing from my life, but even though you do reconnect with your mom, the connection's still missing because she's like a stranger.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, do you have siblings?
Yeah, so I have 5 siblings, and I'm the middle sibling. And so,
are you cool with them?
Man, like, kind of. They're all they live different lives, you know? Like, they've taken different life courses. They've, I don't know. Like, I feel like I got adopted with 2 of my other siblings, the 2 middle siblings, and my youngest sibling, got adopted by someone else, and my oldest at the time, she was old enough to not be adopted. So she went on, and like I haven't talked to the oldest in a while, but my 2 middle siblings, I feel like we have good communication, but they all like, I don't know, they're like very into rebelling, and like they're like, I don't know, they're just I think they're just trying to figure out life, and I'm like the most stable person in my family when it comes to that. They're like experimenting with drugs, and like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes they try to find the rock bottom. They just keep digging, and I don't know, I guess that's a way to put it.
Maybe they need some colored pencils.
That's what I'm saying, because I don't know, I don't remember what they asked for, because I assume it was something similar, because they were probably, because the 2 siblings that I got adopted with were invited to this, and I think they basically asked for something similar, and they probably think back to that moment and like, why did I ask just for coloring pencils.
You know what? They should do a study, and they should take all the kids who did the Make-A-Wish and, take the colored pencil kids and compare them with the PlayStation kids and see whose life ended up better. I feel like the colored pencil kids ended up being more stable than the PlayStation kids, if I had to make a hypothesis based off of nothing.
I mean, that's an interesting theory. Maybe they're like, they were more like grateful at the time. I don't know.
Do you still color? Do you still have the colored pencils?
I don't have those coloring pencils, but I do on occasion color. Not coloring books. I prefer to, doodle my own things, but yeah. I guess it has inspired me to be more of an artist. But
what are your aspirations for your life, man? Now that you're in a stable place, where do you want to go from here?
Man, it's a big question. Man, I was not prepared for this call at all. I wasn't thinking about it when you called. Damn. But no, my aspirations. I think maybe just traveling more and seeing the world, I've traveled a little bit here and there, but I feel like being stuck in the States, it's you only get one view of the world. And so traveling, you can, it opens up the world to you and seeing the world from a different perspective.
That's cool. If you're a Make-A-Wish kid and you're 10 years old and you say that your wish is to go to North Korea, do you think they'll do it?
That'd be kind of cool.
I feel like Kim Jong-un's probably not very, if he got a call and they were like, there's a very sick boy who wants to see your great nation. I bet I bet he'd take that. I bet he could. That might tug at his heartstrings a little bit, and he'd show you around all those artificial homes they have there and all that shit.
No, that'd be pretty cool. We could go see the Rocket Man and see that giant hotel that they built that's empty.
Yeah, you could spend the night there.
No,
I bet they'd even give
cool
you a poster to take home so you don't have to rip one off the walls and get sentenced to death.
But that would be kind of an experience,
It would be. And yet you chose colored pencils. And you know what? Looking back on it, honestly, can I say something to you?
Yeah.
I don't think you should be so regretful of the colored pencils. Because here's the thing. Regret, all right? It's kind of useless. Because you made the decision that you could with however dumb your brain was at the time. Whether you're 10 and you make a dumb decision or you're 35 and you make a dumb decision. You're only working with what your brain is capable of at that very moment. You're only working with your thoughts and feelings and experiences at that time. If you couldn't have decided any differently, even if you fucking wanted to, because that was just what your brain, it was just you making a decision based on what you had at the time. So there's no point in regretting that colored pencil decision. And you know what? Fuck it. You got the color. It's pretty good.
That's true. That's true. Like, what else could I ask for that would have been any better? Huh. No,
you could have, maybe you could have colored a little picture of yourself and Kim Jong-un holding hands and then showed it to the Make-A-Wish people and been like, can I get 2 wishes? Wait, what if can you wish for, there's gotta be some smart-ass cancer kid who at one point wished for unlimited wishes.
No, I'm sure that happened. I feel like I didn't know. Man, if I had thought about it. Maybe they're like a genie, You can't just wish for more wishes.
They did this on South Park already, but I wonder if it's happened in real life. Do you think any of the kids have ever wished to not die?
No. I'm sure that's happened. I don't know how you would answer a child. I'm like, well, that sucks. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good thinking. I don't know.
What's your name again?
My name's Ron.
Ron, you have you speak so softly.
You caught me right as soon as I was crawling into bed. That's why I was like, I answer. Damn it, dude. I don't know. I didn't prep for this properly, but
Well, all right. Well, before we end the call, I'll say this to you, Ron. As part of my Gecko Wish program, you can have anything you want within reason. How can I geck you a wish before we go?
oh man, I don't have a dad. Gecko, will you be my dad?
Like, how would that work?
I don't know. I can just
All right,
think
yeah, I'll
of
be
you
your
as-
dad. I'll be your dad.
Okay. Can that be my wish?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna look to you as a father figure now.
That's cool. Do you? How can I be the best father to you?
Shoot. That's a. I bring back the milk, I guess. And yeah.
Do you want me to sing you a song while you go into bed at night? You're about to go to
that'd
sleep,
be-
right?
Yeah. No, I was calling in bed when you called me.
Okay. I'll come over to your house. I'll tuck you in.
Sounds good, man.
Well, all right. I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Gek.
Take care, brother.
Bye.
And I'm gonna fuck your mom.